Welcome everybody to today's episode of Government Update with Nate. I'm Nate and I'll try to give you all the facts that I can find on politicians and government, and I'll try to give you those facts as straight as humanly possible. So today we are going to focus on something that is already being talked about as a ballot initiative for 2018. This is the California Secession Initiative.
Pardon me, good fellow, but I'd like to weigh in on the subject.
What?
You silly Americans couldn't secede from anything even if you tried. The last time you did it, you broke out into civil war, and the time before that, you had the idiocy to secede from the Queen and the Crown. You foolish Americans.
Whoa, brah. Take a chill pill, dude. All we're trying to do out in California is secede from the Union and catch some crunchy waves, you know what I'm talking about? And I don't appreciate your condensation attitude right now, brah.
The word is condescending, you bloody idiot.
Guys, can I take it back to the episode, please?
Whatever, old chap, carry on.
Totally, bro. You tell him what's up. Let's get to the bottom of this right now. Currently, there are talks already just after the 2016 election cycle for a ballot initiative to be included on the 2018 election cycle, and that's being perpetuated by the yescalifornia.org group. And what this ballot initiative is going to do is propose a referendum for the citizens of California to hold a vote on whether or not they want to secede from the Union at a later date. So this 2018 ballot initiative isn't going to be the actual secession vote. It's just a vote on whether or not they want to have a vote about seceding from the Union. So that's step one in a long process of how a state, particularly California, might be able to secede from the Union. According to Texas v. White of 1869, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the union between states is complete, perpetual, and indissoluble. According to Texas v. White of 1869, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the unions between states was complete and perpetual, so it would take a constitutional amendment for California to actually succeed in their desire to secede. In order for California to successfully secede from the Union, they would have to have this referendum. Then they would have to amend the Constitution, which would have to be approved by 2/3 of both houses of the legislature, and then it would have to be ratified by 38 states. To prove just how much of a Herculean effort this would take, this has only happened 17 times since the Bill of Rights was approved all the way back at the founding of our nation. The yescalifornia.org group that is talking about getting this ballot initiative on the 2018 election cycle has cited 9 separate reasons why they would like to secede from the United States. And I'm only going to go into a very high level coverage of what these reasons are. And I encourage you, if you're living in California, to check this out. Or if you're just curious to see what they have to say, check it out at yescalifornia.org to see all of the 9 different reasons. But here they are at a high level, the 9 reasons why California would like to secede from the Union. First reason they cite is peace and security. From their perspective, they believe that the United States fights wars that California as a whole, or as its own separate country, would not want to fight. Second reason they cite is elections and government. And what they mean, they go into kind of different reasons that the Electoral College doesn't represent them accurately, and that their Electoral College voting bloc hasn't decided the presidential race since 1876. So that's some of the reasons why they feel that the elections and government might not be working in their favor. The third reason is trade and regulation. They believe that if they were able to successfully secede from the Union, that California as its own separate entity would be able to create treaties and trade that would benefit them greater than what their current trade and regulation status is as a part of the United States. The fourth reason they cite is debt and taxes. Everyone's favorite subject of debt and taxes. The reason they cite in kind of a high level is that they believe that they're subsidizing other states at a loss for a lot of different things, and if they were able to secede and create their own country, that they would effectively be able to create more beneficial tax restructuring and debt restructuring that would favor California instead of raising taxes year over year as they have, which is what they cite in this fourth reasoning. The fifth reason is immigration. They believe that the majority of the immigration immigration policy was decided by the 49 other states 30 years ago, and it doesn't accurately reflect California's position on immigration. The sixth reason is natural resources. They believe that much of California's minerals and gases and oil even is extracted and sold by the U.S. government at a below market value, which ends up hurting the California market. And if they were able to secede and become their own country, they would retake something to the tune of 46% of the land that the government owns, and California would re-own that and be able to sell at a competitive price for their natural resources. The last three issues that the yescalifornia.org group cites as reasons why it would like to secede are all kind of the same sort of theme, so I'm just going to lump them together. They are the environmental issues, health and medicine issues, and education. They believe that they would do a better job of governing themselves from a state perspective instead of having to adhere to the national government or the federal regulations that are imposed on them as a state. So with all that being said, I hope you found today's episode of Government Update with Nate at least interesting and somewhat entertaining on the California Calexit initiative to secede from the Union, which may or may not make it on the ballot initiatives for 2018. I look forward to seeing you next time, and have a lovely, lovely weekend.